Good evening, everybody. Come on, give yourselves a round of applause just for being here tonight. You know what? I look out at this audience and I see potential. I see dreamers. I see people who got something burning inside of them, something that keeps them up at night, something that won't let them settle. And that's exactly why I'm here tonight, to talk to you about something that changed my entire life. I want to talk to you about thinking higher. See, the reason most people don't get what they want out of life isn't because they can't work hard enough. It ain't because they don't have talent. The problem is they're thinking too small. They're playing it safe. They're staying comfortable. And comfortable, let me tell you, comfortable is the enemy of greatness. Now let me tell you something about myself. I wasn't always Steve Harvey that you see on television, hosting shows, wearing nice suits, making people laugh. There was a time in my life when I was homeless. I lived in my car for 3 years. I washed up in hotel bathrooms and swimming pools. I ate cold cuts from gas stations. But you know what I never stopped doing? I never stopped thinking higher. See, when I was sleeping in that 1976 Ford Tempo, I wasn't just seeing a broke man in a broken down car. I was seeing a future where I would stand on stages all over the world. I was seeing myself hosting television shows. I was seeing myself inspiring millions of people. I was thinking higher than my circumstances, and that's what kept me going. You have to understand something tonight. Your current situation is not your final destination. Where you are right now is not where you're going to stay, but you will stay there if you keep thinking at the level you're at right now. You got to elevate your mind. York, you got to start seeing yourself in places you've never been. You got to start believing in things that don't make sense to other people. When I told people I was going to be on television, they laughed at me. When I said I was going to be successful, they said I was crazy. But guess what? Their opinions of my dreams didn't pay my bills, and their doubts didn't define my destiny. See, thinking higher means you stop asking for permission to be great. It means you stop waiting for somebody to validate your vision. It means you stop looking around for approval and you start looking up for direction. God didn't put that dream in your heart so you could keep it small. He didn't give you that gift so you could hide it under a basket. York, he put it in you because he knew you were capable of handling the success that comes with it. But you got to believe it first. You got to see it in your mind before you can hold it in your hands. Now, I know some of you are sitting here tonight thinking, but Steve, you don't understand my situation. York, you don't know what I'm dealing with. I got bills stacking up. I got people depending on me. I got obstacles everywhere I look. And you're right. I don't know your specific situation. But let me tell you what I do know. I know that every successful person you admire had obstacles too. I know that every millionaire, every celebrity, every person at the top of their game started from somewhere. And most of them started from the bottom. The difference between them and the people who stayed stuck is simply they refused to think at the level of their problems. They thought higher. Let me break this down for you real quick. When you think higher, you stop competing with everybody around you and you start competing with the person you were yesterday. When you think higher, you stop making excuses and you start making moves. When you think higher, you stop blaming your past and you start building your future. When you think higher, you stop focusing on what you don't have and you start maximizing what you do have. That's the shift that changes everything. You got to get your mind right before your life gets right. Your thoughts are the blueprint to your reality. If you keep thinking broke, you're going to stay broke. If you keep thinking small, you're going to stay small. But if you start thinking higher, the sky ain't even the limit anymore. It's just the view. I want you to understand something tonight about fear. Fear is going to come. Doubt is going to come. People are going to try to pull you down. That's just part of the journey. But thinking higher means you don't let those things stop you. You acknowledge them, but you don't let them run your life. Every time I stepped on stage, I was scared. Every time I went for a new opportunity, doubt was right there with me. But I didn't let it control me because I knew that on the other side of fear is everything I ever wanted. You got to jump even when you're scared. You got to leap even when you can't see the landing. Because I promise you, when you jump, your parachute will open. It might not open right away. It might let you fall for a while, but it will open. And let me tell you about the people around you. When you start thinking higher, some people aren't going to like it. They're going to try to bring you back down. They're going to remind you of your failures. They're going to tell you to be realistic. But realistic thinking never changed the world. The Wright brothers weren't realistic when they said humans could fly. Oprah wasn't realistic when she said a poor black girl from Mississippi could become a billionaire media mogul. I wasn't realistic when I said a comedian who used to live in his car would host Family Feud, have his own talk show, and write books. But here I am. So let people call you unrealistic. Let them call you a dreamer. Just make sure you're dreaming big enough. You know what separates the successful from the unsuccessful? It's not talent. There are plenty of talented people working regular jobs right now. It's not education. Some of the richest people in the world dropped out of school. It's not connections. Some people started with nothing and built empires. The difference is how they think. Successful people think in possibilities. Unsuccessful people think in limitations. Successful people think about what they can create. Unsuccessful people think about what they might lose. Tonight, I'm challenging you to change the way you think. I'm challenging you to raise your expectations. I'm challenging you to stop settling for good when you were born for greatness. Listen to me very carefully, because what I'm about to tell you could change your entire life if you let it sink in. Where you are right now, this very moment. This situation you're sitting in, this struggle you're facing, this challenge that keeps you up at night, it is not your final destination. Let me say that again so it really hits home. Your situation is not your destination. Too many people wake up every morning, look at their circumstances, and they accept it as their forever reality. They see the bills piling up, and they think this is just how life is going to be. They see the job that doesn't fulfill them, and they convince themselves this is all they deserve. They see the broken relationships, the empty bank accounts, the unfulfilled dreams, and they settle. But I'm standing here tonight to shake you out of that mindset, because settling is the most dangerous thing you can do with your life. You see, I know what it feels like to be in a situation that seems permanent. I know what it feels like to wake up and wonder if things are ever going to change. When I was living in my car, washing up in hotel bathrooms, eating whatever I could afford from gas stations, I could have easily looked at my situation and said, this is my life now. I could have given up on comedy, given up on my dreams, and accepted that I was just going to be a broke man with no future. But something inside me refused to accept that. Something inside me kept whispering that this was just a chapter, not the whole book. And that same voice is inside you right now, telling you that there's more for you, that this struggle is temporary, that your breakthrough is closer than you think. Here's what you need to understand about life. Life is going to put you in situations that test you. Life is going to throw circumstances at you that make you question everything. But those situations are not meant to define you. They're meant to refine you. The struggle you're in right now is developing something in you that you're going to need for where you're going. The pain you're experiencing is preparing you for a purpose you can't even see yet. So stop looking at your situation as a prison and start seeing it as a process. You're not stuck. You're being prepared. You're not finished. You're being formed. You're not at the end. You're just getting started. Now, I need you to do something for me tonight. I need you to separate your identity from your circumstances. You are not your job. You are not your bank account. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not the neighborhood you grew up in or the family that raised you. You are somebody with unlimited potential, unlimited possibilities, and an unlimited future. But you will never access that future if you keep identifying yourself with your present situation. Your address might say one thing, but your destiny says something completely different. Your current reality might look one way, but your potential tells a whole different story. I want you to think about a plane sitting on the runway. That plane was not built to stay on the ground. It was built to fly. It was designed to soar above the clouds and travel to destinations most people only dream about. But before it can do any of that, it has to sit on the runway. It has to wait for clearance. It has to go through the process. And right now, some of you are on the runway of life thinking you're stuck when really you're just waiting for your moment to take off. Your engines are running. Your wings are ready. The sky is waiting for you. Don't mistake the runway for your destination, because you were built to fly higher than you've ever imagined. Let me ask you something tonight, and I want you to really think about this before you answer. How many dreams have you put on hold because somebody told you it wasn't a good idea? How many opportunities have you let pass by because you were waiting for someone to tell you that you were ready? How many years have you wasted waiting for validation from people who couldn't even see the vision that God placed inside of you? I'm going to tell you something that took me way too long to learn, and I don't want you to make the same mistake I made. Stop asking for permission to be great. The moment you realize that your greatness does not require anybody's approval is the moment your entire life begins to change. You see, for years I walked around looking for somebody to believe in me. I wanted my family to support my dreams. I wanted my friends to encourage my vision. I wanted anybody to look at me and say, Steve, you got what it takes, go for it. But you know what I discovered? Most people cannot see what God has placed inside of you because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. Your dream is your dream for a reason. Your vision is your vision for a purpose. And if everybody could understand it, if everybody could see it, if everybody could believe in it, then it wouldn't require faith. It wouldn't require courage. It wouldn't be special. The fact that other people don't get it is actually proof that it belongs specifically to you. Here's something that's going to set you free tonight if you really receive it. You don't need a co-signer for your destiny. You don't need somebody to validate your calling. You don't need permission from your parents, your spouse, your friends, your boss, or anybody else to step into the greatness that was already written for your life. When God created you, He didn't consult with the people around you. He didn't ask for their input on your potential. He didn't get their approval on your purpose. He made you exactly who you are, gave you exactly what you need, and equipped you for exactly where He's taking you. So why are you running around asking people to approve what God has already ordained? I spent too many years shrinking myself to make other people comfortable. I spent too many years dimming my light because it made others feel insecure. I spent too many years playing small because I didn't want people to think I was being too ambitious. And every single one of those years was wasted. Nobody is going to hand you permission to succeed. Nobody is going to give you a certificate that says you're now allowed to pursue your dreams. Nobody is going to tap you on the shoulder and say, okay, now you're ready to be great. You have to give yourself that permission. You have to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you are worthy, you are capable, and you are ready right now, not tomorrow, not next year, but right now. Think about every successful person you admire. Think about every person who has achieved something remarkable in this world. Do you think they waited for approval? Do you think Oprah asked for permission before building her empire? Do you think Tyler Perry waited for Hollywood to validate him before creating his own studios? Do you think I asked for permission before stepping onto stages when people laughed at my dreams? Absolutely not! We all reached a point where we stopped waiting and we started walking. We stopped asking and we started acting. We stopped seeking validation and we started creating our own path. And tonight, I need you to reach that same point because your breakthrough is not going to come from someone else's approval. Your breakthrough is going to come from your own decision to finally bet on yourself and stop waiting for the world to give you permission that you never needed in the first place. Let me tell you something about fear. Fear is the biggest liar you will ever meet in your life. Fear will tell you that you're not ready. Fear will tell you that you're going to fail. Fear will tell you that people are going to laugh at you. Fear will tell you to stay comfortable, to stay safe, to stay small. But fear has never accomplished anything. Every successful person I know has felt fear. The difference is they didn't let fear make their decisions. They felt the fear and they jumped anyway. When you jump, I promise you, your parachute will open. It might not open immediately. You might fall for a while. But God will not let you hit the ground. He's going to catch you and carry you to places you never imagined. So stop listening to fear and start walking in faith. This right here is the most important thing I can teach you tonight. Whatever you think about, you bring about. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. If you keep thinking broke thoughts, you're going to live a broke life. If you keep thinking negative thoughts, you're going to attract negative circumstances. If you keep thinking small thoughts, you're going to live a small life. But here's the good news. You can change your thoughts. Starting tonight, I want you to think abundance instead of lack. I want you to think success instead of failure. I want you to think victory instead of defeat. Elevate your mind, and your life will follow. Your thoughts are the seeds, and your life is the harvest. Plant good seeds. Think higher thoughts, and watch your reality transform. Now I need to warn you about something. When you start thinking higher, when you start dreaming bigger, when you start moving differently, not everybody is going to celebrate you. Some people are going to try to bring you back down. They're going to remind you of your past. They're going to tell you to be realistic. They're going to question your abilities and doubt your vision. I call these people dream killers, and you got to protect yourself from them. You cannot share your big dreams with small-minded people. You cannot expect eagles to understand you when you've been hanging around chickens. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who believe in your potential, and distance yourself from anyone who tries to shrink your vision. Your dream is too valuable to let anybody destroy it. Here's the final thing I need you to understand tonight. Everything you've been through, every failure, every disappointment, every heartbreak, every struggle was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to develop you. Your setbacks were setups. Your pain was preparation. Your tests were testimonies in the making. God was building something in you during those hard times. He was giving you strength, wisdom, endurance, and character that you're going to need for where He's taking you. So stop being ashamed of your past and start using it as fuel for your future. The same fire that tried to burn you down is going to be the fire that lights up your purpose. Your comeback is going to be greater than your setback. Just keep thinking higher, keep believing, and keep moving forward. Your best days are not behind you, they're ahead of you. So here's what I want you to take away from tonight. When you leave this place, I want you to walk different. I want you to talk different. I want you to talk different. I want you to carry yourself like somebody who knows where they're going. Even if you don't know exactly how you're going to get there, start thinking higher. Start seeing yourself at the top. Start believing that everything you've been through was just preparation for everything that's coming to you. Your setbacks were setups. Your failures were lessons. Your struggles were strength training. And now it's time to cash in on all that pain and turn it into purpose. I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what mistakes you've made. Today is a new day, and today you can decide to think higher than you've ever thought before. Write down your vision. Speak it out loud. Take action on it every single day. Surround yourself with people who believe in your dream and distance yourself from people who try to shrink it. And most importantly, keep your faith. Trust that God didn't bring you this far to leave you here. He's got a plan for your life that's bigger than anything you can imagine. But you got to think high enough to receive it. I'm Steve Harvey, and I believe.